Welcome to this video demonstration of NGRAIN Producer Pro. In this video, I am going to demonstrate model editing mode inside Producer. In this topic, we will be discussing creating and editing assemblies. The parts of a model are arranged in the parts panel in a tree structure. The root of the tree is the file name of the 3KO. Connected to the root, in descending alphabetical order, are branches. The assemblies are located on the right-hand side. Here is the assembly name. In this example, Humvee Realistic.3KO is the assembly name. By default, the parts tree is flat. When you create a new configuration, you can set up the parts hierarchy by grouping the parts into parent-child relationships. That is, by grouping the parts into assemblies. An assembly is simply a group of related parts. An assembly included within another assembly is called a subassembly. To create an assembly, simply click on the root 3KO file. Right-click, Create Assembly. Rename assembly. Your new assembly name has been created. In this topic, we will be discussing moving parts into an assembly. You can move parts into an assembly that you have created. You can move parts one at a time, or you can select and move multiple parts at the same time. In the parts panel, select the parts you want to move first. In my example, I'm going to select gun, hold down the control key, and select gun mount. Next, drag the selected parts over the name of the assembly you want to move them to. Release the mouse button when the pointer becomes a rectangle and the destination to which you want to move the parts is selected. As you can see, gun and gun mount have now been moved into the mount and gun assembly name. Before you can delete an assembly, you must first remove all of its parts and subassemblies. To move parts out of an assembly, simply select Parts, hold down the left mouse button, drag out of assembly name to the new assembly and release, and you can see now that the assembly is now blank. If I wanted to delete this assembly at this point, you simply select the mount and gun, right click, delete. In this topic, we will be discussing locking in an assembly. You can reduce the complexity of large models by locking one or more assemblies. When you lock an assembly, all parts and subassemblies move and rotate as one part. You cannot interact with them individually. To lock an assembly, in the parts panel, select the assembly, right-click, and then click Lock Assembly, or click the Lock Assembly button. As you can see, the assembly, gun, and mount are now locked together. They move and rotate as one individual part. To unlock your assembly, simply select gun and mount, select the unlock assembly, or also you can right click, unlock assembly. The parts are now unlocked, and again, back to the original state, they are two different parts.